Hello, I've finally got my hands on a Locks4Vans cylinder. Thanks to RB Locks, and we can now do a little video on the lishi that goes with it, because these locks are pretty difficult to pick, by hand at least anyway, even with some of the dedicated tools. This particular pick, it's not a different story. It still requires some practice, but definitely helps you with knowing where you are in the lock and getting these things open. There's a few tools popping up for these things recently. They're very expensive, whilst great and very little skill needed. You've got to be opening yourself a lot of these things to justify buying yourself one of those things. So lishi, not that expensive at all, and chuck it in your case with all your other lishis. Give yourself the option before putting a drill through these things, because they're pretty expensive locks. So we can pick this lock this way up. Obviously we won't see anything on the chart. It's just absolutely fine for picking. Sorry, the focus is a bit off here, but just the same for picking. We can still see where we are, but for the purposes of the video and for us seeing where we're at in the lock, I'm going to put the locking device upside down, and that way we can see our chart. Now, hopefully this is going to focus for us throughout the video. Okay, so this particular lock here is 90 degrees to the right only. It will not pick or turn in any other direction. And we'll apply medium tension. And like with any other 2-in-1 pick or lishi style pick, we're twisting clockwise, by the way, to lift the pins. We're looking for springiness, and when we've got springiness, leave it alone and move on is the rule for this lock. As we go through, I do believe these pins have bevels on them, so you'll find that some of them bind, you get a tiny click, and then it goes springy, and it may not be set at that point, but it's not binding anymore at least. So you move along, hit some others and come back, and it might be binding again. So right now 6, I can't actually get on top of him. Here's the binder. I'll be quiet and see if we can hear it. There we go. Just managed to push my pick over the top, and now if we go finger and thumb, we can see that's springy now. Likely not set, but it's not binding anymore, so something else must be. Okay, finger and thumb. 5's fine. 4, that's springing. 3 I can't get on top of, so we must be dealing with him. Okay, we got over the top of him. Now he's springing. So as you know, just moving over the top of the pin there was enough to stop it binding. And you know that's not enough to get the pin set, but it's not binding. 2 is now doing the same. Trying to climb up on top of 2. Okay. 2 is now springing. 1 is springing. 2, coming back now. Something else must be binding. 4 is the binder. Okay, little click on 4 and it's gone springy. What's 5 saying? 5's still springy. 6 had a little bind on him. 4, 3, 2, 1 springy, 2 springy, 3. Okay, little touch on 4 there. 6 springy, 5 springy, 4 springy, 3, 2, 1 is now binding a little. Tiny little click on 1, 2, 3, 4. Tiny bind on 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, and there it goes. So it's quite unexpected. It's just those tiny little touches that we're doing. We're moving each pin slowly, slowly, slowly. We're moving them up. Doesn't feel like you're really getting anywhere, but they are moving. You just have to trust in that. And the fact that we can have a lishi here to see what pins we're on and which ones we're moving and how they're responding is really helpful with this kind of a lock. Okay, so there we have our 90 degrees of turn. We'll come back and hopefully we can gut this lock for the first time and have a look at those pins, what's inside. And And like I said, I haven't gutted it yet before, so I'm hoping this isn't a disaster, but if it is, it'll be on video, and that's funny. So okay, pop this ring off, and we do have the keys over here, so we can pop the key in there. Like I say, we've only got that 90 degrees of rotation. We've got a hollow plug follower, which should, yeah, it should help us out. Just going to move the camera here a little bit so it's out of my way. Okay, and let's prepare ourselves for worst case scenario. I'm not too sure what is the limiter on that 90 degrees, but we'll find out shortly, I'm sure. No. Okay, I'm missing something. It's the screw over here. So bear with me for a moment, and we'll find a screwdriver for that. Okay. Sorry if it's long-winded, but I don't like pausing the video and taking the lock away. So I'll assume that you could move this screw to the other side and then it would be 90 degrees the other way. Okay, put that back on there. Okay, let's try rotating around. Aha, we rotated 180 degrees and that allowed us to push through, which I'm quite glad I did, because there's that nasty big slot at the back there that the screw goes in through. Right, so here we are finally. Hopefully you guys managed to sort of fast forward that nonsense. And if we can have a look here. Okay, yeah, there's bevels on the end of those. We'll pull the mat up here, and I'll get some tweezers, and we will start tipping these out. Okay, so interesting. I'll put them all out on the mat, and we'll have a closer look at the end. I'll fast forward this a little bit. There's some interesting looking pins here. I'll fast forward through this, getting them all out, and the Bible as well, and then we'll have a look once they're all out. Okay, there's nothing special in there, they're just springs. I suppose we can tip the springs out whilst we're at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, there's nothing special that I can see in there, other than a nice precision lock. That is all. The interesting part is here. So trying my best just to straighten those out. There we have it. You can see these pins are beveled on the edges and stepped even in some places. Serrations on both the key pins and the drivers. They look like little dumbbells, don't they? With bevels on and serrations in the middle. Little tight, sharp ones there as well. If you overset these things, that's problem city. Anyway, that's that. As always, I will leave a link in the description where you can get your lishi tool if you want that from als.com. ALS Lock Tools. And that's it. These things are little buggers. If you can get them picked open on the vehicle, then well done to you. That's fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed watching the video, and see you again in the next one. Okay, little bonus one here. I've put the lock in the correct way up as it would be in the door, just to show you that it's not a problem, and we can do it without seeing numbers. We can see where we're picking, which is what really matters. So we've just got to remember which way we're twisting to clockwise and clockwise. Okay, so with this lock turning in the clockwise direction, it's actually the more difficult way to pick it. But we'll just go through here. Don't really need to talk my way through it like we did before. We know what's happening now. Okay, nice movement there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Not so bad. So that was less than a minute 30 seconds there. Or maybe more because I spoke at the beginning. And there we have it. Not so bad. Once you put the practice in, it's not easy to just grab this tool, stick it in a lock and be able to pick it like an Ultian. It takes a bit of practice and a bit of getting used to, but once you figured it out, it's trivial and you'll be opening these without a problem. All right, thanks for watching.